Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. I am Muhammad Mahmudul Hassan Mahfouz. I am from International Islamic University, Malaysia. Today I am going to present my research work titled as Investigation of Signal Penetration Loss, Variation on Different Building Components, and Disparity of Receiver Location on 3G 4G network in the context of Bangladesh. And my research area is wireless communication. And so this is the abstract. In abstract, I have told that in most cases the cell phone signal level is found weak inside a building than the outside due to signal dropping caused by penetration. Because of penetration loss, the indoor cellular network signal shows poor performance and imperfect reception occurs. Penetration loss influenced by the building material types used in construction, the building structure and orientation. In this work, the penetration loss was measured subject to construction material and different network bands such as 3G and 4G. The measurements were taken from a multi-storied building and a multi-storied mud house located in a rural area in Chattogram district of Bangladesh, where most of the area are rural. Therefore, the rural area was taken as a standard, and Android phone with an installed application, namely as Network Signal Info and LTE 4G 3G network supported SIM of a primary cellular network service provider in Bangladesh, named Rovi Xiata, was used to measure the data. And penetration loss fluctuation on the variation of receiver height, which is floor to floor, and the base station to receiver distance, which is room to room, was accounted as evaluation metrics to measure and study the signal strength performance. It is observed from the resultant data that the increment of receiver height reduced the penetration loss, where the increment of base station to receiver distance exacerbated this loss. By comparison, it is also found that the penetration loss is always higher in 4G network than 3G network when from all aspects. Besides, mud constructed house gives higher penetration loss compared to the brick constructed building for each parameter. So in our introduction, we have discussed about the frequency in the 3G, 4G and LTE service. Here it is shown. So the main objective of our work was to find out the penetration loss inside the mud house and stored building in 3G and 4G operating frequency. So also we have made a comparative view of penetration loss in between 3G and 4G network of multi-floor building house and mud house in respect of this network. In this measurement procedure, the study of penetration loss depending on the variation of the receiver height and base station to receiver distance inside the building were taken into consideration. So in our methodology section, we just discuss about the factor effect, the cell signal, which is operating frequency, height, internal building environment, and encompassing condition. So in our investigation, we just taken this factor into our investigation parameters. So the penetration loss by which we have measured our penetration loss, which is ASPL equal to R out minus R in, where ASPL means average signal penetration loss, and R out means receiver signal value in the outside, and the R in means receiver signal value inside the building. And methodology section continued by the description of the sites where we are taken two sites. One is site A, another is site B. So here site A means it is a building material house which is made of brick, cement, concrete, and iron materials, and the thickness of the room of each floor is 8 to 10 inch, and the wall thickness is 9 inch, which is also made of brick material. And the side B, which is which is a mud house, and it is made of mud component, and also the rooftop is made of wood and the tin sheet. So, and the wall of this house is made of soil, and the thickness of the wall is in between 9 to 10 inch. So we have seen that in figure 1, which is image of side A, and figure 2, which is image of side B. Here I have discussed about the description of room formation. We have two types of room, which is one shallower room and one deepest room. So for entering these types of shallower room, the signal need to penetrate only one wall, which has 9 inch of thickness, and the decoration of such room is similar to each other. And for entering the signal into deepest room, it needs a multiple wall where each wall has 9 inch of thickness. And the measurement tool we have used, which is namely as network signal info installed on Android phone, is used as a measurement tool. And measurement procedure, we just inserted a SIM into our Android phone and we installed the network signal info in our Android phone. Then the investigation begin from 1 day to day 7, and within a duration of time, like we just visited our site 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. to 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. respectively. So we will discuss furthermore in our upcoming slide. And based on two parameters, two types of comparison are exhibited in this work, which is comparison of penetration loss subject to height distance and comparison of penetration loss subject to length distance. And we will discuss more about uh, this these types of this formula here in figure 3, the schematic 2D view of transmitter and building. And in table 1, we have seen that average received signal level for each floor on 3G and 4G network. So we just see that average signal penetration loss for ground floor at 3G and 4G in dBm, higher average higher average signal for ground floor, which is 17.6 dBm at 3G and 21.7 dBm at 4G. So when the receiver is going to the first floor, that means when the receiver height is increases, then the average signal penetration loss is also decreased, which is 11.4 dBm at 3G and 13.5 dBm at 4G. So also for side B, we just seen that average signal penetration loss at 3G is 31.3 dBm and 34.8 dBm, which is for 3G and 4G respectively. And when the receiver is going to the first floor, then it is 25 dBm and 31.5 dBm. So it is clearly seen that for side A and side B, when the receiver it is clearly seen that when the receiver is going to the first floor from ground floor, the signal penetration loss is decreases. That means when the receiver height is increased, then the signal penetration loss is decreases. When the receiver height is decreases, then the signal penetration loss is increases. So in our table 2, we have also seen that the investigation in between the signal penetration loss of less deeper room and the deepest room. So we just see that the average signal penetration loss for less deeper room at 3G and 4G for site A, which is 17.6 dBm and 21.7 dBm at 3G and 4G respectively. When we are going to the deepest room, then it is 22 dBm and 28 dBm for 3G and 4G respectively for site A. So when we just investigate in side B, we just see that average signal penetration loss is 31.3 dBm and 34.85 dBm at 3G and 4G. For the less deeper room, then the penetration losses increases in the 3G as also in 4G when we are going to the receiver going to the deepest room, then no network is have gotten. So from the result, we just analyze three things. When the receiver height is increases, then the penetration loss decreases, and when we are going to the deepest room, then also the penetration loss is increases. And also there is two more valuable thing is that the penetration loss is always increases in 4G network than the 3G network, as well as the penetration loss is increase in the mud house than the building material house. So here is the Android phone interfaces of the penetration loss determination in figure 4, and in figure 5 it is shown the Android apps interfaces by which we have determined our penetration loss. So we just finally get the discussion on three things, which is effect of height, effect of different construction materials, and effect of thickness of the wall. So the penetration loss decreases when the receiver height increases, and mud house gives more penetration loss than the building material, and the more thicker wall, that means when the receiver is going to the deepest room, then the penetration loss increases. So finally, by this study, we just get a clear idea about penetration loss in 3G and 4G network in different parameters, like what types of characteristics shown by the receiver when it is going to the deepest room, when it is going to the receiver height increases. So we just finally discussed that the penetration loss is depend on three parameters. One is receiver height, one is the receiver location, and one is the building material. So after that, we hope that this research will helpful for our further study in future for the network engineer for determining the penetration loss in their in association with the network design. So we hope this research work will be very helpful for upcoming network like 5G or 6G. And thanks for watching, and this is the reference. You will find it on our research paper, and thanks all.